In a world that seems constantly demanding our attention, triggering reactions and stirring up our emotions, the ability to act as though nothing disturbs us represents a powerful skill, an embodiment of true inner freedom. The Stoics, renowned for their wisdom on self-mastery and resilience, offer a timeless framework to achieve this level of detachment and tranquility. This work delves into the core of Stoic philosophy, examining how ancient principles from Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus provide a roadmap to emotional freedom in our chaotic modern age. The Stoics believe that life's true power comes from within. It is not in changing the events we encounter, but in mastering our responses to them. This understanding is pivotal because it enables us to carry an unshakable calm, regardless of external circumstances. Another Stoic practice that strengthens inner resilience is mindfulness, an awareness of the present moment that prevents us from being disturbed by past regrets or future anxieties. This mindfulness is not passive. Rather, it is a deliberate choice to focus on the here and now, drawing power from our ability to handle only the present. For instance, if you find yourself anxious about an upcoming event, remind yourself of the Stoic principle of focusing on today, as tomorrow's worries will not enhance your current strength. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "Today I escaped anxiety," or "No, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions, not outside." This mindful approach roots us in the present, enabling us to respond to life with clarity rather than letting anxieties control us. Stoicism also teaches us to view challenges and adversities as opportunities to build strength. The Stoics called this concept amor fati, or the love of fate. Instead of resenting difficult situations, we are encouraged to see them as occasions to grow stronger and wiser. Epictetus reminded us that difficulty is what wakes up the mind and strengthens it. By viewing adversities as beneficial tests, we develop resilience and adaptability, traits that empower us to withstand the storms of life without disturbance. With each test, we learn that our peace is not contingent on a life free from hardship, but on our mindset in the face of such hardships. Another key to acting as though nothing disturbs you lies in cultivating detachment. Detachment, in the Stoic sense, doesn't mean apathy or indifference, but rather the ability to separate your sense of self-worth from external outcomes. This mindset gives you the strength to remain calm and composed, even when events don't go as planned. Detachment involves shifting from a need to control external results to valuing your actions and intentions instead. Let's consider a situation many people face: the fear of failure. Whether it's a project at work, a relationship, or a personal goal, the fear of a negative outcome can lead to self-doubt, anxiety, and emotional turmoil. Stoicism teaches that instead of being preoccupied with the outcome, focus on doing your best in the present moment and accept that the results are beyond your control. By detaching from the outcome, you free yourself from the anxiety of uncertainty. Instead, you can find satisfaction in knowing that you acted with intention and integrity. In addition, practicing detachment protects you from the emotional swings that come with praise and criticism. In today's world, where social media and constant connectivity make it easy to get caught up in others' opinions, it's helpful to remember Epictetus's advice: if you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. Stoicism encourages us to value our own internal standards, rather than relying on external validation. By doing so, you gain freedom from the highs and lows of others' opinions, enabling you to cultivate self-confidence that remains steady regardless of external praise or critique. One of Stoicism's most powerful techniques for building resilience is negative visualization, also known as premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. This practice involves mentally visualizing worst-case scenarios as a way to prepare yourself emotionally for potential challenges. Although this may sound pessimistic, it actually allows you to approach life with greater calm and acceptance. By imagining that certain setbacks could occur, you are better equipped to handle them with grace and poise if they do arise. For example, if you are worried about a presentation or a major life change, Take a moment to imagine the worst possible outcome. What if the presentation doesn't go well? What if the change brings challenges? By imagining these possibilities in advance, you desensitize yourself to fear and disappointment. Instead, you cultivate readiness, building confidence that you can handle whatever comes. This doesn't mean you're dwelling on negativity. Rather, it's a mental exercise to fortify yourself against unexpected difficulties. The Stoics believe that when we practice this regularly, it becomes easier to remain undisturbed by life's inevitable setbacks. Marcus Aurelius practiced this regularly and often reminded himself that life is unpredictable. In his meditations, he would reflect on the challenges he might face daily: harsh people, physical discomforts, or frustrating situations, and mentally prepare for them. By visualizing such difficulties in advance, he conditioned himself to respond calmly rather than react impulsively, making him more resilient. This practice reminds us that even when life doesn't go our way, we can still maintain our inner peace and composure. Another core tenet of Stoicism that leads to an undisturbed mind is radical acceptance. Accepting reality as it is, rather than wishing it were different, is a practice that lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy. When we cling to expectations and desires that are beyond our control, we set ourselves up for disappointment and frustration. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation. Instead, it means acknowledging reality and making peace with it, allowing you to respond to challenges effectively rather than being immobilized by frustration. Imagine you're in a situation where you have lost something important: a job, an opportunity, or a relationship. Naturally, feelings of loss and disappointment arise. But through Stoic acceptance, you come to terms with the reality of the situation. Instead of resisting or wishing things were different, you can redirect your energy toward constructive actions, like finding a new job, exploring new opportunities, or seeking personal growth. Acceptance allows you to move forward rather than remain stuck in a cycle of rumination and regret. Epictetus emphasized this by teaching that much of our distress comes not from the events themselves, but from our attachment to how we think things should be. When we learn to release our expectations, we gain emotional freedom, making it easier to act as though nothing disturbs us. This shift in perspective transforms setbacks into opportunities for growth and enables us to find peace within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances. Gratitude is another powerful Stoic tool that helps maintain an undisturbed mind. By focusing on what we have, rather than what we lack, gratitude grounds us and reinforces contentment, which shields us from the emotional turbulence of wanting more. The Stoics practice gratitude as a way of countering desires and fostering a mindset of appreciation and tranquility. Each day, take a moment to reflect on the blessings in your life, whether they are small or significant. Appreciate the stability of your health, the support of loved ones, or even the beauty of nature. By practicing gratitude, you train your mind to focus on the positives, thereby cultivating inner peace. Seneca often advised his followers to enjoy what they had without becoming overly attached to it, as everything in life is fleeting. This practice enables you to appreciate life's gifts without fear of losing them, allowing you to remain undisturbed by life's changes. Marcus Aurelius also recommended reflecting on the transitory nature of things. By acknowledging that all things are temporary, we can appreciate them without becoming dependent on them for our happiness. Gratitude, therefore, becomes an anchor for the mind, rooting us in the present and freeing us from the endless cycle of desire. One of the defining aspects of Stoic philosophy is its focus on resilience, strengthening the mind by treating life's challenges as opportunities for growth. In the Stoic view, adversity is not only inevitable, but also essential for building character. Rather than avoiding challenges or viewing them as negative, Stoics embrace difficulties as exercises that fortify the soul. This mindset allows you to cultivate an unwavering resilience that enables you to remain calm and undisturbed, even in the face of hardship. The Stoics use the analogy of the gym to explain this concept. Just as lifting weights strengthens the body, facing obstacles strengthens the mind. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that life's difficulties were akin to exercises designed to build inner strength. In his meditations, he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful statement highlights the idea that challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities to practice virtues such as patience, courage, and wisdom. For example, if you're dealing with a difficult situation at work, Stoicism teaches that you can approach it as a chance to develop resilience. Instead of seeing the situation as a source of frustration, consider it a practice ground for patience and problem solving. By shifting your perspective, you transform the experience from something distressing into a growth opportunity, allowing you to respond calmly rather than react impulsively. Over time, consistently practicing this mindset builds mental toughness, enabling you to approach future challenges with confidence and poise. In today's society, where social media and constant feedback loops make external validation readily accessible, it's easy to become overly reliant on others' opinions for a sense of worth. Stoicism teaches that true peace and contentment come from within, independent of others' judgments. The Stoic approach is to cultivate self-worth based on internal values rather than external praise or criticism. This detachment from validation is crucial for maintaining an undisturbed mind. Epictetus advised his followers to be wary of placing their happiness in the hands of others. He believed that if your sense of worth is tied to external approval, you become vulnerable to fluctuations in others' opinions, leaving you at the mercy of things beyond your control. Instead, he suggested building self-confidence by setting and living according to personal standards that align with your values. Imagine you've received criticism for a project you put significant effort into. Instead of allowing this criticism to disturb you, remind yourself that your efforts and intentions are what truly matter. If you know you did your best, then external opinions should not affect your peace. Stoic detachment from validation allows you to continue your work without seeking approval or fearing judgment. By focusing on your values and personal standards, you create an inner strength that keeps you grounded, no matter what others say. Reflection is a central practice in Stoicism, essential for growth and self-improvement. By regularly examining your thoughts, actions, and emotions, you gain insight into what disturbs you and can take conscious steps to address it. Self-examination allows you to identify patterns in your thinking that lead to unnecessary disturbances, helping you make adjustments that foster inner calm. Every evening, the Stoic philosopher Seneca would reflect on his day, reviewing his actions, thoughts, and emotions. He would ask himself questions such as, "What did I do well today? And where did I fall short?" This daily reflection allowed him to assess his progress and make adjustments as needed. This practice isn't about self-criticism, but about self-awareness, recognizing areas for improvement and celebrating personal growth. Incorporating this into your own life is simple. At the end of each day, set aside a few minutes to reflect. Identify moments when you felt disturbed and examine the underlying cause. Was it a reaction to something outside your control? Did you place too much importance on external opinions? By examining these moments, you gain a deeper understanding of what affects your peace and can develop strategies to prevent similar disturbances in the future. One of the most profound Stoic practices is memento mori, or remembering that you will die. At first glance, this might seem morbid, but the Stoics viewed it as a liberating reminder of life's impermanence. When you accept that your time is finite, you gain clarity about what truly matters and can let go of trivial concerns that disturb you. Marcus Aurelius reflected on mortality frequently, writing, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." By embracing the impermanence of life, you gain a greater appreciation for each moment, freeing yourself from anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. This practice encourages you to focus on meaningful actions and live with purpose, unhindered by disturbances that would otherwise seem significant. To apply memento mori, take a few moments each day to reflect on life's brevity. Remind yourself that each day is a gift, an opportunity to act with intention and integrity. This perspective helps you detach from petty frustrations and remain focused on what truly matters. By acknowledging mortality, you cultivate an appreciation for the present, empowering you to live in a way that brings peace and fulfillment. The Stoics believed in the power of routine to cultivate resilience and inner peace. By integrating Stoic principles into your daily life, you create a structure that reinforces these ideas and strengthens your ability to remain undisturbed. A daily routine might include practices like morning meditation, journaling, and evening reflection, each designed to help you align your thoughts and actions with Stoic values. Begin each day with a few minutes of quiet reflection. Set an intention for the day, focusing on remaining calm and centered regardless of external events. Throughout the day, jot down your thoughts, experiences, and reactions. This helps you remain mindful of your emotions and offers insight into what may be disturbing your peace. At the end of the day, review your actions and emotions. Identify moments of disturbance and reflect on how you could respond differently next time. Gratitude is a foundational Stoic practice that nurtures contentment and shields the mind from disturbances. By focusing on what you already have, rather than fixating on what you lack or desire, gratitude helps you cultivate a sense of completeness. In the Stoic worldview, dissatisfaction arises when we obsess over the things we don't have, leading to feelings of envy, frustration, and restlessness. Gratitude redirects attention from scarcity to abundance, reminding us that we already possess much of what we need to be content. Seneca often advised reflecting on the blessings one has, rather than constantly seeking new sources of happiness. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. Who is poor, he wrote, pointing to the dangers of endless desire. Practicing gratitude helps prevent the emotional disturbances that stem from comparisons and unrealistic expectations. By training your mind to see the positives in your current situation, you strengthen your inner peace, making it easier to act as though nothing external disturbs you. To foster gratitude, try starting each day by listing 3 things for which you're thankful. These could be as simple as your health, supportive friends, or even the chance to learn something new. This small practice gradually builds a mindset of appreciation, allowing you to face each day with calmness and contentment. When you focus on what you already possess, you develop resilience against the disturbances that come from constantly seeking more. A central theme in Stoicism is self-control, particularly the ability to master your reactions rather than trying to control external circumstances. The Stoics believe that true power lies in governing oneself, not in attempting to dictate the world around us. This principle is liberating because it frees us from the frustration that often accompanies a need for control. By shifting focus from controlling circumstances to controlling reactions, we cultivate a state of inner calm and resilience. Imagine a situation where someone cuts you off in traffic. The immediate reaction for many might be anger or frustration. However, Stoicism teaches that it's not the external event that disturbs you, but your interpretation of it. By practicing self-control, you can choose a calm response instead, recognizing that the other driver's actions are outside your influence. Instead of letting anger take over, you can consciously decide not to let the situation disturb your peace. Epictetus emphasized that while we cannot control events, we have complete control over our responses. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, he taught. Self-control, therefore, becomes a powerful tool in remaining undisturbed. By mastering your reactions, you make yourself less vulnerable to the whims of the world and more anchored in your own values and principles. The Stoics understood that change is a fundamental part of life. Nothing remains constant, and attachment to stability only leads to disappointment and disturbance when the inevitable changes occur. By embracing the concept of impermanence, you learn to adapt to life's shifts with grace, reducing the impact that external changes have on your peace of mind. Marcus Aurelius often meditated on the fleeting nature of life, reminding himself that everything is temporary. This awareness is not meant to create despair, but rather to foster resilience and acceptance. When you understand that situations, relationships, and even emotions are transient, you are less likely to cling to them, allowing you to respond to life's changes with flexibility. For instance, consider a job loss. While such a situation can be challenging, the Stoic approach would be to accept it as part of life's natural cycle. Instead of clinging to what was, you can focus on the opportunities that lie ahead, adapting to the new circumstances without undue distress. This acceptance of impermanence allows you to move through life with a lightness, unhindered by attachments that would otherwise disturb your peace. Solitude is often seen as a way to reconnect with oneself, and the Stoics highly valued periods of introspection. Engaging in quiet self-reflection can be a powerful method for building mental resilience and developing an undisturbed mind. When you're alone with your thoughts, you gain insight into your desires, fears, and motivations, allowing you to address the sources of your disturbances more effectively. The Stoics frequently engaged in inner dialogues, asking themselves questions like, "What is truly within my control?" Or "How would a wise person respond in this situation?" By engaging in this form of self-inquiry, you gain clarity on what truly matters and develop a deeper understanding of your own mind. This self-awareness is essential for managing emotional disturbances, as it helps you identify and resolve sources of inner conflict. Practicing solitude can involve setting aside time each day for quiet reflection, journaling, or meditation. During these moments, you can review your thoughts, observe patterns in your reactions, and consciously choose which beliefs to let go. By cultivating a habit of solitude, you create a mental space where you can return to calmness and clarity, regardless of external pressures. The Stoics believe that living in harmony with one's values is essential for a peaceful mind. When your actions align with your core beliefs, you experience an inner harmony that prevents internal conflict. Integrity acts as an anchor, grounding you in principles that remain steady even as circumstances change. This alignment reduces the impact of external disturbances as you derive peace from knowing that you are living according to your values. Consider a situation where you're pressured to compromise your principles for personal gain. A Stoic would encourage resisting this temptation, as yielding to it would create inner turmoil and disturb your peace of mind. Instead, by acting in accordance with your values, you maintain a sense of integrity and self-respect, which fortifies your mental resilience. Seneca wrote, "The reward of a good action is to have done it." This statement underscores the idea that true fulfillment comes not from external rewards, but from knowing that you acted rightly. By living with integrity, you create a source of inner peace that external circumstances cannot easily shake. This inner alignment empowers you to act with a calm confidence, knowing that you are true to yourself. Patience is a Stoic virtue that enables you to endure challenging situations without becoming overwhelmed by frustration. When you approach life with patience, you accept that everything unfolds in its own time, allowing you to let go of the impulse to rush or force outcomes. This calm acceptance of life's natural pace helps you remain undisturbed, even when circumstances are beyond your control. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of perspective. By viewing events from a broader lens, you gain a more balanced understanding of their significance. For instance, when faced with a setback, remind yourself that it is only a moment in the larger scheme of your life. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the vastness of the universe and the fleeting nature of human life as a way of maintaining perspective. By remembering that most troubles are temporary, you can prevent yourself from becoming overwhelmed by minor disturbances. In practice, this might mean taking a moment to pause and breathe before reacting to a frustrating situation. By allowing yourself to step back and observe your emotions from a detached perspective, you gain the patience to respond thoughtfully. This patience not only strengthens your ability to remain calm, but also helps you approach challenges with a steady mind. Stoic affirmations are powerful tools for conditioning the mind to remain resilient in the face of challenges. By regularly affirming thoughts that align with the Stoic principles, you reinforce a mindset that favors calmness, courage, and wisdom. Affirmations are not merely positive statements. They are reminders of your commitment to Stoic values and the strength you have within to withstand any disturbance. For example, an affirmation like, "I control my thoughts, actions, and responses," serves as a reminder of the fundamental Stoic principle of focusing on what lies within your control. Another powerful affirmation is, I am indifferent to things outside my control, which helps shift your focus from external circumstances to your internal state. By repeating these affirmations regularly, you train your mind to internalize Stoic resilience, allowing you to remain undisturbed by external fluctuations. Practicing Stoic affirmations can be as simple as setting aside a few minutes each morning or evening to reflect on statements that reinforce your resolve. Over time, these affirmations help you develop a steady mindset that is less susceptible to emotional swings, empowering you to navigate life's challenges with a calm and composed outlook. Handling criticism with grace is a skill that Stoics valued highly. Criticism, when accepted thoughtfully, can offer valuable insights into areas for self-improvement. The Stoics believe that responding to criticism with humility rather than defensiveness is essential for personal growth and inner peace. When you see criticism as feedback rather than a personal attack, it becomes less disturbing and more of an opportunity to refine your character. Epictetus advised, if someone criticizes you and the criticism is fair, take it as a chance to improve. If it's unfair, then ignore it. This balanced approach allows you to remain composed regardless of the nature of the criticism. By focusing on the content of the feedback rather than your emotional reaction to it, you cultivate a mindset that prioritizes growth over ego. Imagine receiving feedback on a project that didn't meet someone's expectations. Instead of feeling disheartened, approach the feedback with an open mind and a willingness to learn. By remaining curious rather than defensive, you maintain a calm perspective and grow from the experience. Embracing criticism as an opportunity to improve not only strengthens your resilience, but also deepens your humility, reducing the emotional turbulence that criticism can often bring. Stoicism teaches us that while it's important to care for others and act with compassion, it's equally essential to maintain emotional independence. This balance is especially crucial in relationships, where emotional interdependence can often lead to disturbances. The Stoic approach to relationships emphasizes empathy, understanding, and kindness without becoming overly affected by others' emotions or behaviors. For example, if a friend is going through a difficult time, the Stoic way would be to offer support without allowing their emotional state to disrupt your own peace. Marcus Aurelius advised being a source of calm for others, encouraging Stoics to extend compassion while remaining grounded. This does not mean detachment or indifference. Rather, it's about recognizing that while you can empathize with others, their emotions should not disturb your own inner balance. By practicing emotional independence, you develop a more balanced approach to relationships. You can be fully present for others, offering your support without being overwhelmed by their struggles. This balanced approach strengthens your relationships and protects your own peace, allowing you to remain centered even when those around you face turbulence. The Stoics saw obstacles not as hindrances, but as opportunities to practice resilience and adaptability. When you encounter a setback or challenge, a Stoic mindset encourages you to ask, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? By viewing obstacles as stepping stones for growth, you transform potentially disturbing situations into moments of personal development. This approach is particularly useful in everyday situations, like dealing with unexpected delays or facing an unplanned change. Let's say you miss an important meeting because of a traffic jam. While this could easily be a source of frustration, the Stoic response would be to view it as a chance to practice patience and adaptability. Instead of allowing the delay to disturb you, you accept it as part of life's unpredictability, using the time to reflect or plan ahead. This perspective shift turns obstacles into valuable lessons, building mental resilience that protects you from future disturbances. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This Stoic concept is about turning adversity into advantage, allowing you to maintain calmness even when faced with life's inevitable difficulties. Stoicism encourages you to focus on your own judgment and integrity rather than seeking constant approval from others. The need for external validation can lead to a vulnerable sense of self, where your peace of mind depends on others' opinions. By shifting your focus from external approval to internal fulfillment, you free yourself from disturbances caused by others' judgments. Epictetus taught that self-worth should come from living in alignment with one's values, not from the fleeting approval of others. He encouraged Stoics to find contentment in acting according to their principles, regardless of outside opinions. When you derive satisfaction from within, you're less likely to be swayed by criticism or flattery, allowing you to act confidently and remain undisturbed. Consider a situation where you're faced with a choice that may not be popular but aligns with your values. The Stoic approach would be to follow your principles without fearing disapproval. By staying true to yourself, you develop an inner peace that is resilient to external opinions, freeing you from the disturbance of seeking validation. A significant cause of mental disturbance is the tendency to dwell on the past or worry about the future. Stoicism teaches that true peace can only be found in the present moment, as the past is beyond our control and the future is uncertain. By focusing on the present, you cultivate a grounded sense of calm that prevents unnecessary anxiety and distraction. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself to live in the present, viewing each moment as an opportunity to practice virtue. When you immerse yourself fully in the present, you reduce mental clutter and focus on what truly matters. This practice of presence allows you to engage more deeply with life's experiences, free from the disturbances of regret or anticipation. In practice, staying present means actively directing your attention to the task at hand, whether it's work, a conversation, or a simple daily routine. If your mind begins to wander to past mistakes or future concerns, gently guide it back to the present. Over time, this habit strengthens your ability to remain calm and undisturbed, as you no longer allow your peace to be compromised by things outside the here and now. Mindfulness is an integral part of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics practice self-reflection and mental discipline as a way of maintaining control over their thoughts and actions. By engaging in mindful meditation, you become more aware of your mental state, making it easier to observe your reactions without getting swept away by them. This practice is particularly powerful for building resilience against disturbances, as it helps you cultivate a detached awareness that allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. A common Stoic exercise for mindfulness is called premeditation of evils, premeditatio malorum. In this practice, you imagine possible setbacks or challenges that could arise, mentally preparing yourself to face them with calm and courage. By visualizing potential difficulties, you become less fearful of adversity and more prepared to face life's uncertainties without being disturbed. This doesn't mean you expect negative events to occur. Rather, it's about mentally equipping yourself to handle them with resilience if they do. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine doesn't require a lengthy commitment. A few minutes each day spent observing your thoughts without judgment or attachment can have a profound effect on your mental state. This simple practice helps you recognize thought patterns that lead to disturbance, giving you greater control over how you respond to external events. Over time, mindfulness becomes second nature, and you find yourself better equipped to remain centered, regardless of what life presents. One of the most profound Stoic practices is the contemplation of mortality, known as memento mori. While it may seem unsettling, reflecting on the finite nature of life is a powerful way to put daily worries and disturbances into perspective. The Stoics believed that accepting mortality allowed them to live fully and appreciate each moment without taking anything for granted. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the importance of embracing life's brevity. By understanding that life is finite, you become more focused on living meaningfully rather than being disturbed by trivial concerns. This mindset reduces the emotional impact of setbacks as you see them in the broader context of your limited time on Earth. Rather than fearing death, the Stoics saw it as a natural part of life that provides clarity and purpose. Incorporating memento mori into your life can be as simple as taking a moment each day to remind yourself of life's impermanence. This practice helps you let go of unnecessary fears and anxieties, encouraging you to focus on what truly matters. By embracing mortality, you gain the strength to face challenges with grace and equanimity, knowing that each moment is an opportunity to live in alignment with your values. Voluntary discomfort is a Stoic exercise in which you intentionally expose yourself to mild forms of discomfort to build resilience. Seneca recommended practicing this as a way to strengthen your tolerance for hardship, making you less susceptible to disturbances when faced with actual adversity. This practice doesn't involve extreme deprivation, but rather small, manageable discomforts that help you develop mental fortitude. For example, you might skip a meal or take a cold shower, experiencing discomfort as a way to remind yourself that you can endure more than you think. This exercise teaches you to become comfortable with discomfort, reducing the anxiety that often accompanies challenging situations. By voluntarily facing minor difficulties, you cultivate a sense of inner strength, realizing that you can remain undisturbed even in less than ideal circumstances. The benefits of voluntary discomfort go beyond physical resilience. It builds mental strength and confidence, reinforcing the Stoic principle that your peace of mind is independent of external conditions. When you choose to face discomfort willingly, you become less fearful of life's uncertainties, making it easier to maintain a state of tranquility in the face of real challenges. The Stoics believed that virtue, living in accordance with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, was the highest goal of human life. Practicing virtue, even in small ways, contributes to a sense of inner peace and purpose. When you act with kindness and compassion, you align yourself with a higher moral standard, making it easier to maintain a state of calm and contentment regardless of external events. For example, showing patience in a difficult conversation, offering help to someone in need, or simply being present and attentive in your interactions are all acts of virtue. Each small act reinforces your commitment to Stoic values, cultivating a steady inner peace that is less affected by daily frustrations. Seneca wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness," emphasizing that opportunities to practice virtue are present in every moment. These small acts of virtue serve as reminders of the bigger picture and help you keep perspective. When you live in alignment with your values, you derive a sense of fulfillment that cannot easily be disturbed by external circumstances. Over time, practicing virtue in daily interactions builds a solid foundation of inner peace, allowing you to navigate life with a calm and compassionate heart. Daily reflection is an essential Stoic practice that allows you to assess your progress, recognize areas for improvement, and foster gratitude. By setting aside time each evening to reflect on your actions, thoughts, and responses, you become more self-aware and better equipped to address any tendencies that lead to disturbance. This practice not only aids in personal growth, but also reinforces your commitment to remaining undisturbed by external events. To practice reflection, consider questions like, did I live in alignment with my values today? How did I respond to challenges? Is there anything I could have handled with more wisdom or patience? This self-assessment process allows you to celebrate your progress and identify areas where you can apply Stoic principles more effectively. Incorporating gratitude into your evening reflections adds an extra layer of peace and contentment. Reflecting on things you are grateful for, even on challenging days, shifts your focus to the positive aspects of your life, reminding you that there is always something to appreciate. This gratitude practice serves as a counterbalance to life's inevitable disturbances, helping you cultivate a mindset of contentment and resilience. Applying Stoic philosophy in modern life is an ongoing journey. Each day provides new opportunities to practice Stoic principles, whether through self-reflection, gratitude, or mindful responses to challenges. Stoicism is not about eliminating emotions or becoming indifferent. It's about cultivating the mental resilience to face life with a balanced mind and an open heart. As you integrate Stoic practices into your daily routine, you develop a greater capacity to remain undisturbed by life's ups and downs. You learn to navigate relationships with empathy and emotional independence, handle criticism with grace, and turn obstacles into opportunities for growth. These practices not only strengthen your inner peace, but also deepen your understanding of yourself and your purpose, Ultimately, Stoicism teaches that a peaceful mind is not one that is free from challenges, but one that is grounded in wisdom and guided by virtue. By committing to these principles, you build a mental foundation that allows you to face life's uncertainties with calmness and clarity, embracing each moment as an opportunity to grow. In doing so, you embody the powerful Stoic ideal of acting as though nothing external disturbs you, finding strength within that is resilient, unwavering, and profoundly fulfilling.